Good evening. I hope you can hear me, and welcome to the live Facebook of Martin T.F. Wong. And of course, those of you who are here with us this evening, I do hope that you are all well rested. And again, for another educational talk that I'll be sharing with you on how far this stock market can go and where are the opportunities. I think many of you may be wondering, with the so-called pullback that we see in the US market in here, and also a little bit of trickling of outflow of the foreign funds, can the KLCI market, or pretty much the stocks that we see in the market, and right now we also have the dismissal of the politician, which is the UMNO head case to non-acquittance case, which also put a spanner in the working of between the unity government between the Pakatan Harapan and Barisan Nasional. So what is really happening in here, and that's all sort of going to be covered in, but interesting enough, we are not seeing yet, maybe we're not seeing yet the kind of weaknesses or bad news reflected in the stock market yet. So that's one thing positive that we can see. So for tonight, 6th of September, we will be talking about how high or can this market keep going on and where to find the opportunities in here. Now, for those of you who are currently our members, do let me know. Just type it into your chat room, but I know that you are here, and I thank you for your support and all these years for your patronage and also your business. We really appreciate it in and all. So let's take a look at what we have for you with regards to the topic we have tonight in here. Will the stock market go higher and where to find opportunities? So in tonight's sharing session in here, why I think that the KLCI is an inflection point, like what I've just said before, in the midst of the political turnaround situation between the 10 Prime Minister, may see unity government becoming disbanded about it, should the UMNO president right now being so-called dismissed to a non-acquittant. So this case still reflects a lot of the decision making that the assistant general need to make, and that's ongoing in the political scene here, which is not good for our market. But right now I don't see that's happening. As a matter of fact, this evening the market closed up 5 points. So we also be looking at what are the stock sectors you want to be targeting in the coming 1 week or so, because last week we did talk about the small cap stocks and where is this opportunity if you are a VSA trader and investor. So we want to make sure we get those done, then you are able to see the kind of opportunity with it. Thank you for sharing, and give us a thumbs up if you like what you see so far in here. Okay, so let's take a look at the ongoing slides that we have in here. So definitely this is the first thing I always show, where are the opportunities tonight, where they are, because we will be looking at the small cap stocks, which you can see here, which I've been telling everybody in this audience how much the market has gone up, almost 6% from the last turnover, cross up to 16,000 new high. And you can see even the mid cap stock, it's been a nice uptrend, a nice stage 2 uptrend, but the KLCI hasn't made its move yet. But maybe tonight when I show you one of the related sectors, the KLCI have the main influence, then you can see this market were able to go higher. So right now small cap stocks still need a bit of a lot of room has gone up in here. Then the question remains, can he still go higher, right? So the opportunity we have identified in here, then we're going to be looking at the sectors. So my best guess is these two sectors, the small cap stock and the mid cap stock, will be your best bet going forward, because these are likelihood to be the stock that have some more potential in here. So where are the opportunity in the small cap stock? Let's take a look at in here. So you can see this is the peak and trough valley, which we want to see the support and resistance that you will get if you are VSA 360 member in here. So the last time it went up was about 10% in here, the usual 5.6%. So it has gone through that threshold of the 5.7, another 6. You can see from here, and a little bit more room to go. This is a very nice pullback that we are seeing in here. You don't want the charts to go straight up in here. So nice pullback, but the market did turn back up, and maybe we will see another push up in here. That's right, in the midst of what I just talked about, the political tussle that we may be experiencing very soon between the Pakatan Harapan, but the Barisan Nasional and also Barisan Nasional in here. So here we are seeing the market is well supported, gone above the 200-day moving average. This is a very important milestone in here. So definition of small cap stock, those of you who have not been following us, these are with market cap around 250 million ringgit to 450 million, and we want to be looking for shares that is above 19 cents. All right, no surprises. If you go ahead, we'll be looking at a couple of good stock trade idea and see how far this kind of stocks can go on next week. And we prefer stocks that is about 50 cents and above. All right, 50 cents above, but anything above 19 cents is good enough in here. And some of these small cap stocks generally are unknown to you. If you are not usually in the market, not familiar, then you need to do a bit more research. You can definitely use the Smart Robie, but of course our preferred tools that we talk about tonight, definitely for our members, will be the VSA 360, which I'm going to share with you. Now, of course, you can also go to TradingView. You can type TradingView with the small cap stock. You can also find some of these Malaysian company with very, very small caps in here, less than, I don't trade these less than 10 million. Remember, I've talked about the 250 million and above. That's the range that you want to be hitting. And if you do that, because we've done a lot of research in there, and that's why we share with you previously the Pony Express methodology, or the VSA turbo trading again. So those are the market cap you want to be focusing in here, and you can just search them also in TradingView. Now let's turn our attention right now to FBM 70. Now FBM 70 is the mid cap stock, and you can see also very, very similar to the small cap stock, and it's also one of the stocks since January has traded above the 200-day moving average. You can see here. But the FBM KLSE has not. It's started to pop up. So you can see the little cousins, smaller brother, like the small cap stocks, and also the FBM 70 has made up. Now we also have a 2-bar pullback. You can see from here, but today the market closes pretty well and reversed completely. So a lot of time when you see the 2-bar reversal on a nice uptrend that you see here, like you see here, this is definitely one of them. Right, not on the downtrend, but basically on the uptrend. That is definitely a good reflection that the market may go higher from here. Right, we did have another one here before the market turned. Also pay notice, the last uprise that you have was 7%. This was 7.9. So we are looking maybe for a 10% move from here onwards, maybe testing 1460. So that does tell you that this stock market, especially from the context of FBM 70, the mid cap stock and the smaller cap stock, there is still room for it to move higher. That's why we rely on the TradingView for all the charting in here, and using the VSA plugin in here. Okay, now if you have any question in here, do feel free to pencil in there. And thank you for coming, and also do share this video in your timeline also. Now of course, we also want to look at some of the components, just like we look at the small cap stocks. You can use this link below here, or you can just type TradingView FBM 70. You can find this link and pick it up. Some of these stocks, and this is absolutely free in here, and you can find out some of the stocks like SOP, Berjaya Food, so you can really do a bit of research, sort them out by the metrics. You can see here performance, dividend, income yield before you actually even do any trade at all. But this is one of the way we want to share with you an educational free product that you can really make good use of it and excel in it. The FBM 70 and also the FBM small cap stock. So those of you who have it in here, if you think this is beneficial, give us another thumbs up. Really appreciate that. So know that we are doing a good job to keep you informed and to make better decisions. Now of course, what we want, why I prefer small cap stock is, again, a couple of two reasons. Is because it's a very fast moving. So when I buy any of these shares, I want the share to move up, and I will leave it for generally for a short period of time. And if it don't move, then I like to be out. Just like this fast speed boat in here, they have to move. If they don't move, I have to chabot, take a small cut loss, and move on to the next stock. And remember, the analogy behind it is like the Pony Express. You only want to ride a fast horse. And remember, they're not horses all will ride, all right? So that's the first thing. And that's why we do a lot of back testing here to ensure that the stocks move up. So why I also like the small cap stock, which I explained before, if a stock moves from 20 cents to 22 cents, that gives me a 10% compared to a 5 ringgit stock that moved to 5.10 only give you a 2% move. And also because some of these stocks eventually they will be covered by the big institutional. Meanwhile, while they are small, there's a lot of potential these stocks can move up. So you also need to notice the big swing that they have. And once they get into the institutional or analyst coverage, many of these stocks will actually move higher and faster. Now let's turn our attention right now to the VSA 360, which we always talk about. Our members can always log into this and check out the opportunity sector analysis. So here, before we drill down to those individual stocks, we want to make sure we are on the right track. So we have the 13 sectors in here. The KLCI is the what we call the middle line or the dotted line that you say, that's the middle line. Anything that is doing better than the KLCI is the one that we want to focus. Definitely in mind, previously we have seen the last 2 or 3 weeks were construction and property, right? Construction and property, we all know some of the big mover like IWCT has moved about 100%, Echo World has moved over certainly in here. So now we want to turn away from this one because we know these sectors, if you have property, if you have construction shares and you have a sizable profit, then you want to start taking profit and or just wait for the red pentagon to come out and then exit, or look for sign of weakness and get out here and here. Don't, for those of you who have not got into property and construction, don't go into that sector yet. It's time to come out. It's time to switch over to another sector, and that's why I want to share this very important information for you so you can be benefited. Definitely one of them is energy, right? So you see here there are two color tone, the light green and the dark green. The difference between them, the dark green is what's happening this week. Okay, what's happening this week. The light green bar that you see is the strength of the sector last week. So you can see definitely in here the property and construction has weakened, right, significantly. You see last week we saw the light green turn to dark green, and here we see energy, light green turn to higher dark green. That means the strength, the relative strength has turned stronger. And you can also see finance are doing the same thing. Logistic, right, and you can see construction in here. Telemedia has dropped. And I'm so turning a little bit more bullish towards here. You can see technology is on the left hand side here, which was weaker but it's turning a bit stronger. But I prefer to look into it when they get into the KLCI. That doesn't mean there's no technology stocks, right? But due to the time that we have for tonight, I'll just be discussing these two sectors. And you know what are these two sectors? Energy and finance. Energy and finance. So we're going to be looking at them. These two. So one of the reasons why energy, oil and gas sector is doing pretty well is also because I think you all heard about the crude oil prices going above $84 or $85 depending when you talk. And there are talks that the crude oil will likely hit $90 or $100 in here. So the last move that you can see from the peak and valley here was 27% move, and then you might get another 13% move. So we really don't know how much is going to, but we do know that the Saudis and the Russians has agreed to do what we call production, right? Oil production cut, limiting to about 1 million barrel. That definitely going to fuel more of the stock. But at the same time, we are seeing the slower economy that we see in China, so that might prevent the market going. But definitely right now we are seeing green pentagon here, and this market may just go up. So definitely a lot of follow through is going to be flowing into the oil and gas sector, the oil and gas sector. So you want to make sure to be. So we also use the KLCI sector in here, and here we would really want to sort out like what we use the weekly strength index, the one that you see, the light green cell and the dark bar in here. But here we can see across all the green pentagon and red pentagon in here and see how far they dwell. Another thing that we also want to look at is the finance sectors. Now there was a very good coverage today on the star paper, and analysts are really seeing banks in good light because they are seeing that interest growth, and this also drives pretty much what we see in finance today, right? Some of the stocks are started to move up, and remember, many of you already know finance made up a big part of our KLCI, and that's why if I do see finance moving up higher as we see in here, then very likelihood we will see the KLCI move up. Do what I say this makes sense? If I do, just give me another thumbs up in here. All right, we really appreciate. And our usual friends, normally I will see them. I don't see your names in here. If you are here, just pencil in here so I know that I've got some friendly figures, and I do know that some of our members are the one that is here. And also thank you for sharing this video in your timeline. So two things we talk about here: the oil and gas sector and the finance sector in here, because we do see oil prices are continuing to move higher, and the banks are written very favorably by the analysts going into this round here. Okay, so where is the opportunity right now? So I'm just going to bring in the VSA 360 right now for those of you who may not seen it. So we just log in here, just turn off some of these. Right, so once you get in here, you will go on to the stock sectors. Okay, so on the stock sectors in here, you can just sort of click on the from Pentagon. You can see property and utilities, and also the other one is construction. Right, construction has done pretty well on that basis, so it's time to, you know, we want to chabot the construction has gone up so much higher since we have in here. So we want to be looking at finance. We want to be looking at finance. Thank you Stephen, thank you Joe. Okay, so we look at the finance sector here. Right, and you can see finance sector has started to move up, right? But we know that it is going up on the upthrust. A lot of people are taking profit in here, so this is where we want to see the finances. So make sure you get hold of the Trade VSA Pentagon guider for the sector analysis, like the chart you see here. So this is at one point in time we will be seeing the market turning green Pentagon in here and move up higher. So this is something that we feel very strongly. So we do feel that finance will be the next sector coming up. So on the technical side we are seeing it, but also on the analyst news, which is showing very positive news. So we're going to be going into and looking at some of these stocks. So right now we have two things: oil and gas, all right, which is showing a very strong hands in here. Then we have the banking sectors, okay, and then we have the technology in here. We have time to look at the technology. So right now I'm going to share with you how we're going to go into these stocks, but before that we also must check out our foreign fund flow from our VSA 360. So you can see from here, we market continue to go higher, but yesterday's selling, right, which is not today, yesterday's selling was pretty high, and the market came back off, and we have a negative foreign fund that you see over here. Good evening, Nora. Thank you again, our lovely Nora. Thank you for your support. It's always great to see messages from fans and also friends that I know that I'm not with strangers, because we got many of you who is coming tonight, never even sounded your name, so I really don't know, and I cannot see your face too. So really appreciate Nora for being the moral support that I always ensure that she is always here. So so what we have here right now, and I do think tonight we do see the KLCI closes higher, so foreign funds are definitely buying. So on top of that, the news, which is what I talk about, the political tussle between the case that we have with Hamidi Zahid, right? So that one we still do not know yet. If the case that they talk about the disband of the unity, the unity government disband, that's one I worry. Then you'll see foreign funds start to sell. But right now we don't see that yet. Maybe foreign funds know something that we don't know, and they still holding up to this market here. So, and I think I brought this along. This is a very nice cute cat I just want to share with you in here. A lot of time not so much to our members and more to the public who is listening. Resisting change can always be an issue in here. As I said before, many of times we still use the same technique that we do. So here I'm really recommending one new way to do this is to use our VSA 360. Now if you are just like any average trader, you may not realize your great potential. So look back at the result that you have for the last few few years, how well have you fared, right? So a lot of people don't have any plan to trade, or they overstate their trade, still holding up in here, and they rely on tips and not getting educated, investing and trading. And that's also another point. You got a lot of huge potential, and that's why what we do in our weekly training every week on every Monday, right, Monday at 9:30, we bring Nora in. Nora join us of our weekly training, and next Tuesday we'll be doing our weekly orientation, for our members to share with you some of our findings that you get. And this is important, that you learn the system and not rely on tips you usually take you nowhere. So ask yourself, do you have the right system to trade? Whether you trade the blue chip, the small cap stocks, do you want to follow others and invest your time wisely, or simply just go by the wind and don't really know? It's just amazing. Sometimes I do get people come in at very late stage, the senior ones, right, who have never invested before, around 65 or 70 years old, started to invest. And I think sometimes a bit, the what we say, nasi pun sudah jadi bubur, a bit too late. So what you can do, if you are in this stage, do share this wisdom with your children. Make sure they know how to invest, because I see time and time again, many people only learn how to invest and trade and start to rely on tips around when they are 60 plus or even 70. Okay, so this is something that I don't want it to happen. So of course, with VSA 360, we definitely recommend our trading system that we've seen. Many of you are quite familiar with the Smart Robie on the apps. You can use that to trade. But of course, VSA 360 is the premium model that we have so far in here, right? So we're going to be looking at the VSA 360 sector screener, right? If you're not familiar, I'm going to share with you tonight in here to give you a feel of how the market we're going to be looking at. So once you go over here, we know that there are two sectors, right? What are two sectors just now? Okay, it is oil and gas and financial services. So we turn to screener and we go over to KLSE sector gainer. Okay, so once you go to KLSE sector gainer here, and we have energy as the first one, and of course we apply the ST in LT, right, which I'll talk about, right, ST. So we apply minus 0.5 and minus 5. That is to ensure that we pick all the stage 2 shares, and then we sort out by turnover. The highest turnover is in here, and we are looking for shares. What price? Just now we talk about what price. Okay, what price? You remember or not? Yes, 19 cent and above, right? So anything that is below 19 cent, we don't pick lah. You can see like this one in here, right? We usually don't like it. So here we got 6 cents or so, no good. Valesto, okay, 19 cents. You can see this is a nice one, right? That's why it's so easy to look for stock, because when you just mouse over it, you can have the stocks appear in here. Unlike any other system in here, you can always mouse over and see this stock. So you can see right now Valesto has pulled down, ready to move out and pull back. And if all prices tonight were to move, I think Valesto is really good. So let's take a look at Valesto in here while we have a bit of time in here. Now, if you have any stocks related to the oil and gas, let me know. Pencil that one on the column in here, and we are going to be looking at. So if you look at Valesto here, been moving sideways in here, hasn't made a good run, right? You can see it has some resistance over here, 26 cents. And if the oil and gas were to move up, right, and this is going to be a big mover in here, it's like coil up. All right, the last time when it pulled up a bit in here was from this low and started to move up. So this could be a big winner. This is Valesto. Okay, then next one we want to go on. You can pick Yinsun if you like to. It's just that it's above 2 ringgit 53. As I said before, I like the big quantum of movement. Perdana, or let's take a look at the stock. But this one already run already. You can see, started way back. So you can look at Perdana. So you can see how we use VSA 360 to find these shares very, very quickly. And you can see from here, 4th of July until now, I think it's fair bit. So you can just pull this from where we are, enter, and right now that's about 43% return. holding about period 2 months. I'm not saying that Valesto will be the same thing. Maybe not. But also you can check Valesto fundamentals too, right? But we usually hold it for a short period of time, right? And the period, I talk about it in our weekly training. So in the public session is just to create awareness, create the education, which is quite good in here, Padana. All right, so let's take a look at the next one. USMA is 82 cents. Also can, you can see USMA, this one is also good. You have NS, confirm no supply. All right, so you can look at USMA, UZMA. Now remember, Nora, that day we talk about the apa itu? Hari itu kita cakap NS training. Now got NS. Very good. NS is very good. This one here, very good. This is a NS in here. I think this one will jalan. If you see oil and gas jalan, this one will definitely jalan also. So this is how we look for it. Pretty easy, isn't it? Right? We sort it out by 9. We want to make sure stocks is in stage 2. And those of you who have not got VSA 360, this is a great tool to have. And another one is hibiscus, which is about $1. The setup is pretty good, right? I just mouse away. Went up, pull back. Right? Let me just show you here. HIBIS, right? SCS here, and usually it's a nice one. And this is what we talk about: nice pull back, 2-bar pull back, a green, turn back green again, no follow through in here, and this one will have a lot of potential. Now, why I say that is because going back to the oil and gas, this one here, we keep it here for hibiscus. Then we go on to the oil and gas. You type CL, crude oil futures. Right, and you can see crude oil futures started to move up. So if this fella jalan, this fella was going to go up more. Just keep that in mind. And if you look back, you just need to coincide. This one started in 15th of June. This one 13th of July. But you see from here, June was somewhere around here. It started to pivot, but you can see it started to move up here. 7th of July, crude oil 12th of July. You see this one, even the crude oil moved on the 7th. This day about 5 days late. So that's why you can use this to do comparison. They're pretty, the crude oil always move ahead. When it turn green, Pentagon is here, 16, this will turn 12, right? So 16 turning, this will hibiscus turn even earlier. So this one breakout on the 1st of September. You can see green Pentagon is here on the 31st, almost same time now. So if crude oil prices, and again, if the Saudis and the Russians going to cut oil, you can see some of the stocks we talk about. Hibiscus, Padana, Valesto, right? And this one, Padana was quite good. NS trade, so you know where to put your. Okay, we got Ryan here looking at SDS. Is SDS a petroleum share? First of all, okay. Now SDS is what group is that? So I can just mouse over it. SDS is investment. It's a retail. All right, retail, no chance. I can tell you, retail has no chance. I think it's in the one of those food product, right? So that's why it's no chance. This one, if you look at it on hindsight, if you go in on the opening. Okay, the opening of this bar, you could have made money. But right now, this is a distribution bar. You can see, right? It goes up, distribute right now. A lot of support in here. You know, as I said before, all goes back to your strategy, right? How long you want to hold it. Normally, if I don't see any chance of it, I'll cut. Like Pony Express, remember, which I'll talk about later on. Okay, secret recipe. Oh, they own secret recipe. Thank you, Nora. SDS. Okay, so it's a retail. It's going to be capturing on that one. But focus. Why did we buy oil and gas? Why are we buying oil and gas? Right? It's because of Russian and the Saudis, right? So Ryan, I hope you learned something tonight in here. So you need to align yourself with the big wave, the big wave which is happening all over the world right here, just not into it. I know you may have bought SDS on the green Pentagon. I do hope you didn't buy it at 70 cents. Please tell me you didn't buy it at 70 cents, okay? You have bought it somewhere around here at 60 cents following the green Pentagon. A lot of people, they waited and you know, end up buying that, okay? All right. All right, Arab and the Saudis and the Russian curb oil, and that's why we are looking in this sector. All right, so we have a couple of hit lists, right? So things you have to remember, we want to make sure it's a small cap stocks. It's just trading above 19 cents, right? 50 cents, $1 is okay. So we have a few hit lists for you. All right, now next on our list that we talk about in here was what? Just now was financial services. All right, but we all know financial service, all are big boys, semua besar-besar punya kan. So we go into this. So we just wait. Okay, the financial service. Again, we put the minus 0.5 and you put minus 5 here, right? And so we can see from here. So automatically you will sort it out already, okay? Then we just click on the turnover because we want to make sure the heaviest are. And again, why I don't particularly like finance because semua RM5, RM4, RM9, RM5, RM2. This one tak jalan one, no. I like the 20 cent going to 22 cent. That's a 10% move. Alright, MBSP, maybe this one, below RM1. Okay, so MBSP, we just go out and then we mouse over. Alright, so MBSP, you can see still downtrend, right? Not so good, downtrend, negative. And MNRB, this one not bad. MNRB started to push up, and this is RM1.20. MNRB 120 ringgit cent, but started to move up a lot. So let's look at MNRB. Of course, if you have any other stocks you want to look at, I think Ryan, that was a good one too. So whenever stocks we want to buy, we want to make sure we align with the overall sector. So make sure you if get hold of VSA 360. If you're not, then like this one, you can see, right, it didn't move until finally August. So the market really moved out, and if you look from here, if you enter here to here, that's about a 20% move in 48 days. Okay, almost 2 months. So that's why it's good to, some of you seen it and you use it to do it, and you can see how I do it too. All right, so MNRB. Next on the list here is this one no good still downtrend, no green pentagon. So it's pretty easy to choose, right? Affin is the one I like. Just turn green pentagon, but Affin again very similar to something like this, right? But at least you have the finance sector Okay, so we need to wait for the pullback. When we want to see the pullback, we want to see pullback 2-3 bar, then only started to turn green. All right, so we can see Affin cannot go here because this bar has moved a lot. Again, if you have bought the green pentagon, this is the green pentagon here, right? So on 197, okay, so you need to be hardworking 197. And remember, so Smart Robie also has all the green pentagon. You can put on your watch list. Please ensure you do that. So around at 10:30 tonight, you'll see all the green pentagon. So this was a big move, a 7% move. So right now, you have to wait for the pullback. Just compare here, right? The market pull back in here, then start to go. So one of the stocks just now has complete its pullback is, I think, is it Hibiscus? Yeah, you see here? This is what I talk about in here. So you need to ensure that Affin has pulled back 2 bar and then started to push up. So we have the big wave behind us, and that's why we can see this market likely to go higher from here. We are just trading the daily bar. Next, VSA green bar on Affin. The next day it shoots up. Yeah, that's why you must get in early in the morning. You must wake up 8:45, ready to park your price there, Eddie. Okay, you cannot wake up 9:30 and you put in the order. That's why you need to wake up very, very early. You see here, see 9 o'clock, 9:15, 9 o'clock, then 9:15. So you switch to a 5-minute chart. Okay, you can see, this is where they started to move up. Okay, this one started move 9:20, right? You see, 9:10. So must wake up very early one, 8:45. You follow the rule, go in on opening. Chong, remember? Chong is also, I think you're one of our member, right, Chong? For our VSA 360. I think you've been regular follower in here using the Pentagon Guider. Okay, so okay, let's take a look at others. Okay, MNRB, Takafu, because most of them are about $3. Now you know why I don't really like them. If you're a fundamental guy, you like a bit of good dividend. Actually, Maybank's not bad. You see Maybank, the setup very nice. Right, we have a test, breakup, move up also, and this is also due to the news that we talk about longer term here. Okay, we have yes, we got Kim, PH Energy. Yeah, sure, we can just put it here. Okay, P Energy, Petra Energy. Okay, Petra Energy, if you look at it, this one in here, it gaps up but now pull back. Not nice. It's already sudah lari already, because now it's just going to congest. So you want to be something like this, beginning very close to this side. Very easy, right? You want to be closer to the green pentagon. This one already sudah sini already. Okay. So let me just, I have 2 systems in here. Let me just turn off one of them. Okay, I got 2 systems in here. Yep. So you just need to have one cukup. Okay, here, P Petra. Let me try it one more time here. Yep, you can see this is much better. Okay, so you only have the green pentagon here. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's right. You got a lot of weaknesses coming down in here because the market has run a lot. If you have gone in around here, see the market just shoot straight up in here. So, and also the volume started to pick up on the 24th of August. If you go at 24th August, let's look at CL, which is a crude oil, here. Okay, and I'll turn off this, switch to Petra. So make sure you have VSA 360 in your charts. That's the only way you ensure. Remember, well educated, having the right trend in here. So you can see from here, you can see crude oil started to move up on 31st of August. So it jumps out on the 24th of August. 25th, 24th of August, but along the time it hasn't moved anything yet. So petrol prices has been going up. Then finally they realize, hey, rally started. All right, so we are a bit late, it's about 1 week late, but if the trend were to start, we have a nice trend like here, okay, which is about 2 months trend. So all we gotta do is just listen to the media and see how often they talk about this. If you talk about this, then we are early in the sector in here. The KLCI might come down if the political situation turn for the worst, but at least we know, aligning ourselves with the crude oil prices. I think the Russians and the Arabs, in this case the Saudi, they don't have money lah. They're trying to goreng the crude oil prices in here. All right, we have Excel Force also. Let's take a look at it. It's also part of the technology here. Excel Force, good one, also just turned green pentagon. I like it. Right, a long congestion in here. You got one upthrust, so maybe it's just not going to go. Remember, Excel Force is still, but it's not aligned with the technology sector. So let's take a look at the technology sector. If you want to, we switch over to technology, and this is the way to look at it. The VSA Pony Expressway. Okay. So we put on to minus 0.5 and put minus 5. So that way you iron out most of it and you switch on to turnover. So we have Ucrest, Inari. Okay, Inari pretty good. So we just push this a bit up here. We got Inari pullback, Ucrest. Okay, well, Ucrest is also a lot. Also red pentagon. Citos, Citos is moving up, but this one 140. Cytec has been up, moving up. Vitrox coming down. Microlink, yeah, Microlink just turned green pentagon, but this one also, it's technology is only for the US currently, as I said before. You notice the overall sector is still not that strong yet, right? So that's why I want to avoid, given a choice, go for, because our funds are limited, you cannot shoot over to finance and shoot over to oil and gas and then shoot over to technology, right? So you need to decide your strategy first. If you want to invest one, then take the money back. But remember, those members who comes to us, right, you're given two portfolio to trade on the virtual trade. Remember the members and the orientation, we'll be talking about this again, the short term and the long term. And that's why it's important that we want to, educate our members to have this believe that the more they practice, the better they are. I think it's all go back to how often you practice this. You see, some of them like turning red pentagon, then don't touch them lah. You see, not all of them are as pretty as what we saw on the energy sectors. The energy sectors is pretty good. All right, so we cover them on the VSA 360. So if you have not got a copy of the VSA 360, we do have some information, you can get hold of it in here. So the stock trade area, we discuss more than this, especially the oil and gas, but I just want to pin up for you to remember these two. Affin and the other one is MNRB. You have to wait for the pullback because it's already sort of coming down in here. So why trading small stocks? It's about greater return for the small effort. Like I said before, the finance, if you are at 9 ringgit, 10 ringgit one, the one is more for fundamental in here. Because small cap stocks already got leverage, right? The leverage is because of the tick size. If you're below 19 cents, each tick size movement is fairly that big. So always look at the daily volume, like what I do, the minus 0.5 and the minus 5 in here. So, and this is really part and parcel, something I've discussed very detailed over the last few live Facebook, and those of you who have seen it before, check it out in here. And of course, for our member, the Pony Express is one of the ways you want to be doing that now. So focus on the small cap stock and mid cap stock, and have a checklist like what we do. Check through it here, make sure the setup is there. I know it's, if you're first time for you, if you don't have a plan, don't have a system in here, you might just trade the two stocks we're talking about in here. That's fine, but make sure you know where to cut loss and where to take profit in here, or continue to do what I do, or become and invest in your time and yourself. Follow a system in here, then you'll benefit, because the system that we're talking about are the Pony Express, where if the stocks that you just bought, like the horse that you're riding, like the Pony Express, tak jalan, not moving anywhere, get off, cut loss, go to the next horse. Do what I say make sense? Yes, Nora really understand the Pony Express story. Give me a thumbs up here. So this is something that I share with you in here, that I usually use the VSA 360, and we use the ST and LT, minus 0.5 and minus 5, to ensure that we are on the bullishness using the green pentagon in here, right? And we also have the sectors in here, and one of the things that the last column is the percentage to the last trading day in here, and we don't want the stock to run so much. So for tonight we don't have that, so what we do, we use visually to see it in here, right? And we don't want stocks that already run. Some of the stocks already, I think Petra Energy already run, so we want to look for those who didn't run and give you a chance. And usually what we tell our members, we initiate a couple of trades. You can see these are the trade from Monday, right? And some of them has sort of pulled back, still in a pullback in. It hasn't run yet, so we will see. We got TRC, we got Sun Surya, right? And also, and these, in my opinion, may not run, because as I said before, Sun Surya is a construction and property in stocks, so it may lost it. And the other one is Globetronics, which did move early on, but oil and gas will definitely be in here. All right, so next week we'll come back and check out those stocks that we have in here. We've taken some profit, we added some new trades in here. Valesto, Hibiscus, Affin will be the main one that we talk about in. And of course, next week we have, now why we do this is because we do a lot of back tests. The Pony Express, the VSA Turbo trading system, is something of the, what we call the our bread and butter of our VSA trade. We have done extensive back testing in here to see how well we perform using the entry and the trade, and we can learn something from in here. So good practice is that we test over a longer period, like during the 5 years in here with different variant, and include the cost of commission. So we go through the year 2019 to 2023, and we found out that the price range that we have shown within here, even going back to, of course, 2022 was a good year, right? And 2022 was a good year. You guys can see those within the 49 cent and the 69 cent give. And that's why we talk about the why I focus on this small cap stock is because of this VSA back testing in here, right? And of course, for VSA premium members, you can check out the video. We have it on the VSA 360 in here, which is very important to be the building blocks of your well-being. And if you technically look at it, you haven't even lost money from 2019. Again, these are hypothetical back testing that we see. And if you have a portfolio of 100,000, if you really do it, you might hit 700,000 to somewhere 200,000 if you continue to trade this method in here. So this is a really good system that we are out there promoting to many of our members. It's not easy to do, no doubt. That's why we are here to support you, and it is a way to go forward in here and make this as part and parcel of your ever-going system using Pony Express. Join our VSA 360 in here. We will always welcome you. We have the 3-month and 6-month, and we will have one of our members gone through easy installment payment. Always invest your time and money, and I do think that time put in, like what we did for many of our members in here who's been very happy with that. Of course, hard work. You always need to trade, you need to follow a plan, you need to cut loss, you need to take profit, you need to do the setup in here, but we are here to support you. So back testing is definitely first thing, because you are not able to trade the system if you not backtest yourself, because you don't believe in the system in here. We took many years to develop this. We are very proud of it in here, and that's why we are sharing with you tonight. Of course, you can also use Smart Robie to backtest in here, but the full-fledged of the system is on the 360, which is a premium version, comes with the training in here. And we come to the end of our talk, keeping it to pretty short tonight. I think you have seen some of the lessons I talk about, the oil and gas guess, and you know what are those stocks. Let's see whether they work in a favor. Right. So right now we have foreign funds maybe flowing in. The opportunity is on the FBM 70 and the FBM small cap stock. Look for opportunistic sector. We talk about in here 3 sectors. If you have to nail it down, just oil and gas. Oil and gas is good enough. Educate in yourself. Invest in the system. If not, adopt some of the system. Pick up some of the things you have in here. But if you find that your progress are somehow lacking, then become a member and get a full-fledged in the way in here, because we have the Pentagon Guider, which actually can tell you the up signal and down signal in here. All right. So any more stocks you want me to look at, feel free to pencil in there. I do my best to help out our fellow premium members and also the public in here who previously been very average in your performance and at least have a chance to do better this year. Let me know. All right, and just pencil your stocks in here. And also thank you for coming tonight, and thank you for support. And don't forget to share this Telegram chat room in your friends. And oh yes, we got Melissa for Naeem shop. We just take a look at this one here. Now also align yourself with the strategy. All right, so let's take a look at Naeem. What does Naeem do? I think this one is construction, right? Investment holding, yeah, property construction in here. And because it's construction and property, you can see the 2-bar reversal, time to leave. I hope you didn't buy it at 94 cents. All right, because if you follow Green Pentagon, what price? Here, opening 79 cents. All right, so Melissa, please tell me you bought it at 79, at least around here, 79 cents and not 95 cents, right? if you have bought it around here, then I'm very grateful that Pentagon Guider and Trade VSA, we did a good job educating our members, all right, and not to buy it here. This is where you cannot trap. All right, Melissa. All right, let's look at MGRC. Okay, MGRC, Green Pentagon. All right, yep, the Green Pentagon started here. This very big move, right? 5%. Now, just be careful. You get a lot of this widespread bar. You have to wait for the market to pull back. All right. Now it started to pull back, and I do think that tomorrow will be another pullback. You have to wait for the Green Pentagon. Now remember previously, what was it? Hibiscus. Okay. This is the kind of stocks you want to see. Right. Very similar, right? One widespread bar. You're going to have 2 pullback, and you wait for this green bar. If you don't get this green bar, I do think that this one will move down before you turn. There are a couple of trades like this. I think that one of them was, I think TRC. Okay. Yeah, you can see here, right? So pullback, you can see 1 bar down, right? And you got to wait for that next one. So let's hope your MGRC tomorrow don't go down and do something like that. If you do something like that, then you got chance this stock boleh jalan. Can I understand this one? So the setup is important in here, because I think Andy and also Melissa in here, the public in here, make sure you really go on and understand. Nora is fine. Nora has become one of our premium members, so we spend a lot of time going through this. We have all the tutorial and the support that we have in here. It's also time for you, some of you, to upgrade your membership to learn more about Trade VSA. All right, so that's all we have for tonight. We thank you for your time. We really appreciate all of you coming in here. Join me again on Friday for our breakfast show with VSA 360. I'll see you then. Thank you. Bye-bye.